Today's topic is palatine tonsil or simply tonsil. These palatine tonsils participate in the formation of the Waldear's ring that have been discussed in the class of the pharynx. Now, this palatine tonsil, it is a lymphatic organ. They are present 2 in numbers in the body. They are ovoidal shaped mass of lymphoid tissue. Lodges in the tonsillar fossa or tonsillar sinus on the lateral wall of the oropharynx. On the lateral wall of the oropharynx, in the tonsillar fossa, the palatine tonsils are present. Now, the boundary of the tonsillar fossa. In this diagram, that present on both sides, it is the tonsillar fossa or tonsillar sinus. Now, anteriorly, this tonsillar fossa is bounded by this palatoglossal arch. Palatoglossal arch. This palatoglossal arch, we have learned, contains the palatoglossus muscles. Now posteriorly, this is bounded by the palatopharyngeal arch. And this palatopharyngeal arch contains the palatopharyngeal muscles. Now the apex. This apex is formed by the soft palate. It is a soft palate. At the apex, both arches meets with each other. Now the base. The base of this tonsillar fossa is formed by the dorsal surface of the base of the tongue. Now lateral boundary. Laterally, this tonsillar fossa is bounded by the structures that forms the bed of tonsil. Bed of the tonsil or tonsillar bed. This bed of the tonsil, the main muscle, it is the superior constrictor muscles that form the bed of the tonsil, along with a small part that is by the styloglossus muscles. That is, styloglossus muscles present anteroinferiorly and participate in the formation of the bed of the tonsil. If you remember the class of the pharynx, the muscle wall of the pharynx is covered by the 2 fascia. Inside, it is the pharyngobasilar fascia, which is comparatively thick, while the outside, it is the buccopharyngeal fascia. So, the bed of the tonsil is formed by the pharyngobasilar fascia, superior constrictor muscles, part of the styloglossus muscles, and buccopharyngeal fascia. These structures forms the bed of the tonsils and they form the lateral boundary of the tonsillar fossa. Now the external feature. External feature, the shape. The shape is tonsil is almond-shaped mass of the lymphoid tissue. Size varies and depends upon the age, upon individuality and the pathological status. Up to 5 to 6 years of the age, the size of the tonsils increase rapidly, and at the puberty it reaches the maximum size. The vertical diameter, it is about 20 to 25 millimeter. It is the vertical diameter. Vertical diameter. At the puberty, 20 to 25 millimeter, while the transverse diameter is 10 to 15 millimeter. It is the transverse diameter. This is the transverse diameter. Then, after the puberty, the involution of the tonsil is started. Involution is started, means start to degenerate. At the old age, only few lymphoid tissue are present in the tonsil. So, the size of the tonsil is variable. We cannot get exactly size of the tonsil. Now each palatine tonsil has the surface, poles are ends and the borders. Surfaces, it is the medial surface. This is the medial surface and the lateral surface. The lateral surface, that is the convex, and the medial surface, that is flat. Now the poles are ends. It is the upper pole and this is the lower pole. Upper end and the lower end, and the border, anterior border, that is towards the palatoglossal arch, and the posterior border, that is towards the palatopharyngeal arch. Now first the medial surface. In this diagram, this is the medial surface. The medial surface, it is the free surface and it is projected towards the oropharynx. Towards the oropharynx, that we observe the tonsil, we observe the medial surface. This medial surface is lined by the mucous membrane, epithelium. This epithelium is the epithelium of the oral cavity, that is non-keratinized, stratified squamous epithelium. This epithelium lines the medial surface of the tonsil. Now, this epithelium dips into the substance of the tonsil and form the blind pouch. These are known as the tonsillar crypts. These are called the tonsillar crypts, and these crypts varies from 15 to 20 in number. What is the tonsillar crypts? It is a blind pouch and it is formed by invagination of the epithelium into the substance of the tonsil. Now there is the opening of each crypts. These are the openings, and these openings are known as the tonsillar pits. So the characteristic features that is present on the medial surface is the crypts and the pit. These are 15 to 20 in number. Now, one crypt that is presents towards the upper end. This crypt that is presents close to the upper end is large, and it is close to the lateral surface of the tonsil. This crypt is known as the crypta magna or intratonsillar cleft. If you will study the embryology, the palatine tonsil, it is endodermal. It is endodermal in origin, and it is formed from the second pharyngeal pouch, and this crypta magna or intratonsillar cleft represent the remains of the second pharyngeal pouch, from which this palatine tonsil is formed. Now, these crypts are filled with the cheesy material. Cheesy material that contains the food debris. Epithelium and bacteria. So, in these crypts, there is a cheesy materials are present, and this cheesy material consists of the food debris, epithelium, and the bacteria. Now, these crypts, the main branch, it is the primary or principal crypt. It is a principal crypt, and from that branches that emerge, these are the secondary crypts. These are the secondary crypts. So, on the medial surface, the important feature is the crypts and the pits lined by the mucous membrane, and this contains the cheesy materials. The upper one that is close to the upper end is the large, represents the remains of the second pharyngeal pouch from which the tonsil develops. It is known as the crypta magna.